in there.
Yeah,
we're the only ones who were in there.
No, there's a lot of us in there.
And they're still in there?
Oh yeah, oh yes.
Yeah.
How many guys you got in there?
30?
More.
30?
No, there's been talks that there have been, you guys are with Occupy, right? Or are you with?
Correct.
Yeah, Occupy what? Boston, New Hampshire, Manchester?
Occupy everywhere.
Everywhere?
Occupy everywhere.
Yeah.
We're occupying everywhere and we're never giving it back.
One thing I've noticed, you guys haven't gone to any of Ron Paul's events.
One of the things that I've noticed about Ron Paul supporters,
actually, we were there during that
St.
debate.
Anselm's College. They had quite a few Ron Paul supporters, and we actually engaged in several dialogues with them. And you know, they talked about opposing the FDAA. They talked about you know, ending the Federal Reserve, some things that I would agree with. You know, legalizing it, but you know, ending the prison industrial complex in that context. But the fact of the matter is, you know, he talks about, you know, getting rid of the minimum wage and how it's really, you know, these government protections on, you know, or things like the Department of Education or, you know, other federal level benefits that I'm just not ready to say that his kind of Randian anarcho-capitalist sort of take on things is the best route for things.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a libertarian, so I'm going to agree with him on social issues, assuming he does what he says he's going to do, what a ideological libertarian would do. But, you know, an economic libertarian, I'm not going to agree with him with. At all? I mean, I'm okay with sole proprietorships, I'm okay with small businesses and partnerships, but large-scale corporations, it's going to be their freedom to, you know, buy land and kick people off, and, you know, it's
Do you believe in private property?
In very, I mean, I'm realistic. I understand, you know, people own a house. You shouldn't be allowed to go on that property and, you know, rob them. You know, I'm not going to come out.
So you believe there should be caps on private property?
In a material way, yes. I mean, I think, well, I mean, if a person becomes too wealthy and too powerful, then yes, I think that there should be some way of redistributing the money that they appropriate for themselves. And because it's become clear that once a person makes money, they can simply use the banking system to have it generate more money for itself. They can pretty much rig the market.
Yeah.
And there's 1% of the world's population that owns 40% of the wealth, controls and allocates about 60% of money-denominated resources, circulatory and fixed capital, and they own the means of production. They own, you know, they own the system. You know, the middle class is great for them, and, you know, I'm not quite sure why they want to deplete them so much, but the fact is yeah, they want to create jobs. They want to create jobs. What kind of jobs are you going to create? They're not going to be the kinds of jobs that have 40-hour weeks and fringe benefits and vacation time. They're going to be the kinds of jobs that pay for $8 an hour minimum wage, which they're going to try to abolish anyway. They're, you know,
But isn't there a case to be made that the minimum wage actually causes more unemployment by not allowing people to compete freely for wages?
They're not competing. Well, who are they competing with? They're competing against each other as workers. And if you're going to abolish the minimum wage, the reality is that unions need to step up and organize themselves, because if businesses are going to organize around capital, then it's the laborers' right to organize around their labor.